All right, this is Token News Sports Media. Um, One thing that I'm talk about today is my predictions for the Callum Smith or Artur Beterbiev and Callum Smith card. Yeah, there's a few good fights. It's not just Beterbiev and Smith. We also have Maloney defending his WBO bantamweight strap. That's going to be quite entertaining if you ask me. Um, I think he's not necessarily going to have much problems, as it were, but I do think that Beterbiev is most definitely he's gonna be in some trouble. Um, we just have to look at the fact that Beterbiev he had that procedure done. You know, he had that procedure done so on his tooth and that socket and everything. Well, that creates a little weak spot in your jaw. So there's some physiological things, physiological reasons why one would. Yeah, I know. The Russians built different, but he's got a freaking. He had his tooth surgically removed, bro, and all that stuff. He had that infection and stuff, and cause off of that, man. And not only that, sparring with the likes of Arslanbek Makhmadov. You know what I mean? I don't think that was a smart idea either. So, that's just facts. Yeah, he's built different, but I don't care how you're built. You got a hole in your jaw, and you get that peck. Next thing you know, your punch resistance is going to be shit. So, if I were to simplify that into easier terms, it would be almost impossible because that's about as simplistic as you can get on a comment of that nature. So, yeah, I know Beterbiev is built differently, indeed, but he's just embarrassing. Um, I really think that Callum Smith has a good opportunity to upset Beterbiev, but my prediction is going to be Beterbiev. I think it's going to be close. It's going to be close, but I think Beterbiev is going to take the fight. But I hope I'm wrong to an extent. I'd like to see Callum Smith decide he wants to, go up. But I honestly think Beterbiev is going to win this fight. I mean, it's going to. I have it a Beterbiev unanimous decision, or maybe a late knockout. But if it's by the rounds, I'd say a knockout by around 11, somewhere in the later rounds. Just to throw a round out there, I think round 11 might do justice. I think that if Callum Smith is gonna catch him, it's gonna be early. It has to be early. That's when Callum Smith is at his dangerous. I'd say the most dangerous Callum Smith is rounds 1 through 4, and then it's kind of give and take from there until he knocks someone out in the later rounds, like he did to George Groves. It really depends. It really depends what you're looking for in terms of a fight. Callum Smith, if he keeps this fight at range, and he uses his size to his advantage, then I have no doubt that he could win. But the thing is after he took that bribe money from Canelo, everybody's been questioning how good this kid really is. Because when you sell out whenever you sell out and you take that bribe money, you lose your credibility right there. And You know, if I'm Callum Smith, I'm looking at this as a chance at redemption to show that I'm not a cuck, to show that I'm not taking bribe money any longer. But uh, judging by what I've seen in the Callum Smith from Callum Smith, I think that he took the payday from Canelo and just stood there like a punching bag and got punched. Didn't box back. Didn't do nothing. I mean, I could have fucking sat there and got touched up like that. I mean, that's just facts. You know what I mean? And if Callum Smith could do the same thing against Artur Beterbiev, you know, and it's not that those guys are any better than each other or whatnot, but it's just if Callum Smith bows down, or if Canelo makes Callum Smith or bribes Callum Smith, what makes you think the sport of boxing could? You know, so that's exactly what I have to say on that. But I think, push being shoved, I think Beterbiev is going to do the world justice and beating the living fuck out of Callum Smith. I'm going to make that a clear statement. I will not be surprised if Beterbiev sends Callum Smith to the hospital. I mean, I'm just not going to. You can't push past that point, man. Callum Smith could most definitely be going to the hospital. So Artur Beterbiev, I mean, he's my prediction. I mean, he's the obvious prediction. I mean, even if Callum Smith does make it close on the rounds, I don't think he would be given the decision, considering it's in Montreal, Quebec. Artur Beterbiev's hometown, so a decision victory should be off the table. If I'm Artur Beterbiev and Callum Smith, I'm not going out here to play tit for tat. Boring bullshit boxing. Let's go out here and let's see who's fucking standing at the end of the fucking day. Yeah, yeah, but the thing is, Beevil and all that other shit. Well, you need Turkey Al Sheikh on board with this. So, and we've seen on social media, especially, you see Turkey Al Sheikh and Dimitri Bivol hanging out a little bit more often, which shows me that there's some there's some dealings there. But we may be able to get to see that fight. I'd like to see that fight myself. But we need to also speak in a mature sense about what Callum Smith could obviously do. What he brings is that vicious left hook, and he also brings a short right that's not a bad shot at all either. Um, it's he's a good fighter. He's a good fighter. He just needs he just needs to be motivated. He can't. It's all about the mindset, like I've said on a previous stream. It's all about the mindset in there. And if you don't have the mindset to win, even if you have the tools, chances are you're not going to win. Very seldomly do you see, very rarely do you see an unmotivated fighter win a fight. You know what I mean? And I'm not talking about injured and shit. Like, I'm talking about unmotivated, tossing around, bullshit, and 110%. You know what I mean? And I don't see either Beterbiev or Smith doing this. I mean, that's just facts. I mean, Beterbiev has good boxing skills. I mean, he freaking dropped Usyk in the freaking amateurs, man. Has really good boxing skills. I mean, it's just absolute heinous that some clowns think that some clowns just Some clowns are trying to bark up a potential future matchup between him and Usyk, and he's like, "Dude, I'm not going up that high, man. I'm not." He's like, "Yeah, I'll go up that high if Usyk wants to fight me. I'll fight him." Those are Beterbiev's words, not mine. But I don't see. Obviously, you don't see him blowing up 20, 30 pounds, to fight Usyk. I surely don't. Well, the difference between Joe Smith Jr. and Callum Smith is Joe Smith Jr. is a big stiff idiot with limited boxing IQ, and Callum Smith was bribed by Canelo Alvarez. I mean, there's the pure difference. Okay, so it's all about motivation and mindset in a fight, right? If you have a piss poor motivation or you've been bribed, you're gonna go out there and you're gonna take the 12 rounds off. You're gonna take your paycheck and you're gonna go home and you're gonna pretend to hold yourself up high when in all reality your family knows you're a cuck. Everyone knows you're a cuck because you didn't go out there and do your best. If you're telling me that Colin Smith even gave 5% of what he had in his toolbox against Canelo Alvarez, I'd call you a fucking liar. You know what I mean? I mean the paydays get high, and sometimes the belt goes on sale, bro. The belt goes on sale. Look at what happened to him. Look at what happened to Caleb Plant. The shot didn't even hit Caleb Plant flush. It barely grazed him, and he's sitting here hobbling all across the ring and acting like he's on a track meet. Running to the other side of the ring. It was the biggest dive I've ever seen in my freaking life. Okay? So this stream is not about Canelo Alvarez. This stream is about Artur Beterbiev and Callum Smith. But my thing that I'm trying to set out here. Oh, I think he seems to fill in. I always think 6'3", 168 pounds. I mean, technically you're underweight, bro. According to the BMI, he should be like a cruiserweight at least. I mean, Oh yeah, Malik Scott. That was a dive. I mean, you can see people get hit by little or nothing shots and take a fall, and then you have the type of dives, where they don't even get hit and they fall down like that one. What about that one guy who said he got knocked out without getting hit by Wilder? He tried to claim that it was his knee that gave off. That's some of the biggest bullshit right there. You took the payday. You took the payday. That's what I think. But back on point, we need to realize that Callum Smith, his mindset's going to be key. It's going to be very key in how this fight pans out. If he goes out there with the same mindset he did against Canelo Alvarez, he's going to be carried out on a stretcher. He's going to be. This is going to be the. You thought Matthew Boulder leak got knocked the fuck out. Oh my god. The way Callum, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't be surprised if Callum Smith got blitzed out of there with a mindset like that, because somebody who's going out there just to collect a paycheck and not fight back deserves to get knocked spark out. I mean, that's just facts. So it is what it is. The party goes on. The party must go on. The show must go on. Beterbiev versus Smith this Saturday, bro. This Saturday. And I don't want to hear anybody freaking saying, "Oh, it's not a good fight. Oh, the card's looking like shit." Well, let me tell you something, buddies. Let me tell you something. That's not the only fight on the card that's worth talking about. And people are so retarded if they think that it is. They really think that Callum Smith and Artur Beterbiev is the only fight. I mean, you got Maloney defending his WBO bantam belt. I mean, come on. It's just facts. I mean, the whole card. I mean, the biggest problem is all these so-called hardcore boxing fans or analysts or people who have their own YouTube channel, their own boxing YouTube channel. They claim that they follow the sport of boxing, but they can't even. They don't care. They don't bring up these lower tier guys. They don't bring up the guys who are fighting their way up through the undercards. They don't bring up the guys who are even in the opening stages of the main card because they don't follow boxing like that. And you cannot half-ass cover the sport of boxing from a developmental standpoint, from any standpoint. And when you half-ass cover this sport, you really look like a cuck. You either feed into the machine's narrative or you get screwed and you get your stuff took down. And here's the thing, bro. There's a few of us out here in these YouTube boxing streets, YTBC streets, that'll tell people to piss off if you don't agree with us. It's facts. So don't cry and don't suck it up, man. I mean, it's just facts, man. Just facts. But anyways, Beterbiev. My pick is Beterbiev to win this fight. But I really do think Callum Smith has a good opportunity to stun the world. I mean, if he gets in a firefight and he keeps himself, if he keeps himself at a certain range and he don't leave that body open too much, then he can find a way to send through to that magic spot. He finds that place enough times. Uh, he's definitely gonna shock the world. But my official prediction is Artur Beterbiev by knockout, round 11. I think it's going to be a firefight. I think Callum Smith is really going to make a great account of himself, regardless of what happens. I hope that I wish him great luck in his training. I wish him well in his in his preparation, his mental preparation for just to go through fight week. You know, and I hope he brings a fight. I hope he brings a real good fight. And if he does produce a victory, I'm not gonna be upset. And you guys are gonna hear me say it right now. I will not be surprised if Callum Smith wins this fight, even though that I'm picking Beterbiev. I mean, Callum Smith. If Callum Smith knocks him out, it's gonna be him showing out to a firefight. It's gonna be like Wyatt Earp in the shootout at the OK Corral. Okay, so and it will have to be regardless if you're gonna be in there in the ring with Artur Beterbiev. Because if you can't take the damage that man's giving out to you, you're not gonna last, and that's just facts. But Callum Smith sits there, doesn't use his range, doesn't jab, doesn't let his hands go, the same thing he did against Saul Canelo Alvarez when he sold his belt. He just sat there and did nothing, and it became very apparent what his intentions were. Because that's the only Callum Smith fight where he didn't set up anything. He didn't even jab. He didn't even jab properly. He didn't even do, and you can't say, "Oh, it's because of Canelo's freaking head movement and all kinds of other shit." No, it's not because of Canelo's head. It's because Callum Smith didn't land his hands go because he was bribed. You know what I mean? And if Callum Smith wants redemption, This right here would be the fight to do it. But you know, like I said, Beterbiev still stands. Beterbiev still is still, in my opinion, will win this fight, one way or the other. But I think everybody's gonna, by the rounds, like if it gets to those later rounds, people are probably gonna have that weird sense: is this fight gonna go to the decision? Is it not? Is it still gonna have a late knockout? And I really think it's just gonna, it's really gonna come out of nowhere kind of shit for Beterbiev. Like he's gonna just open them up really hard. And but if Beterbiev gets it done earlier, just to make a point, I would not be surprised at all. Because if Colin Smith is willing to sell out against Canelo, what makes you think he's not going to sell out against Artur Beterbiev? You know what I mean? Or he's going to. I mean, I'm very skeptical over this fight. I have held back my opinion of Callum Smith for a while now because I'm actually somebody who really, really likes Callum Smith's boxing IQ, boxing ability, and I think he sold himself short. I was really upset with the fact that he didn't, the way he conducted himself against Canelo Alvarez. It became very apparent, and it was too apparent. And and I think in order for him to redeem himself, this fight is it for him. If he doesn't win this fight, I don't think Callum Smith deserves another title shot for the rest of his career. And that's just facts. I'm not going to sit there and waste my time watching a Callum Smith fight. If he just keeps on freaking selling his spot, selling his opportunities, go out there and work for something, Callum. Because after, like, I'm not the only person who suspects that he took that bribe. I'll tell you that now. There's multiple people out on the YTBC streets that like that. But rather, if you like the content or you don't, this is facts, and the facts are you can't handle the facts. And this is Talking Sports Media, signing off. War Beterbiev.